And we're back. We're live. Some of us have one foot in the grave. And we're with CrossingGaurd Paranormal tonight. And also, Mr. Guy Health is joining us as well. So, guys, how
Well,
you doing this evening?
I'm doing awesome.
Thanks for having us on. We're
Yeah, I
glad to be
appreciate
here.
it.
Hey, it's no problem. No problem at all. Glad you decided to pop in and say hi and get interviewed by us.
For sure. Absolutely.
It is all good.
So, usually what I do is I ask a simple little first out of the gate question, and you guys can take turns answering. And basically, it is what got you started and interested in the paranormal? And
Should I tell the story that like 10,000 people have heard already, Dennis, or should I just make something up today?
You tell them what you want, brother.
All right, my story is as follows. When I was a wee lad many years ago, my mother worked the second shift, and when she would come home, she would watch Johnny Carson show every night, 10:30, Channel 4. I remember it well. And one night, somebody was on showing ghost pictures. Now, at the time, I was maybe, I don't know, 8, maybe 10. I don't think I was that old, though. And freaked the shit out of me. But it set the hook. And I've been in and out ever since. I'm in for a while, then I was out, then I was in for a while, then I was out, and every time I'm back in, I'm in deeper and deeper, just like in The Godfather. Every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in.
well, in a way, you're never truly out.
Mark, I agree. I agree.
Are you guys talking about ghost hunting or marriage?
Kind of both. Don't they seem similar?
So, my story happened in 2007, I want to say. My grandma had passed away, and she died in my parents' house. And I got up real late in the morning, like 3 o'clock in the morning. I was making some toast, and I was walking back through the living room to the bedroom where we were staying, and my grandma always sat in the living room, and she'd always wear this like nightgown or whatever, and she'd always rock back and forth on the chair. Now, my grandma was not very attractive at all. She had one tooth left in her mouth, and she looked kind of like Gargamel from the Smurfs. So I seen her sitting there rocking back and forth, and I just flipped out and ran to the room and covered myself. And now, after that happened, I'm like, what the hell was that? And then I wanted to be able to learn more and be able to actually talk and figure things out. So yeah, that's what drew me in.
Sorry, my damn phone went off.
I don't know how to follow that up, Dennis.
Yeah, I met a
I
lot.
did not have an
So-
unattractive grandmother.
But at that point, you didn't see any Smurfs.
No. No.
Darn,
That
would've
would have been a
good
different
catch,
type of trip.
too. So, what kind of investigations do you guys like to do? You like your most favorite ones?
Favorite investigations. What was yours, Dennis?
Mine was definitely Ashmore. Only because we were running a tour in there, and there was a ton of activity happening that night. It was incredible. I got to say that was the best. Shout out to Robin Terry and Ashmore Estates. So that was definitely incredible. We had disembodied voices. We caught stuff on our caught EVPs. I believe there was a couple shadow figures that we seen. but I was running a group of maybe 20 or 30 people, and it was amazing how many people had their little recorders on them, and we could play everything back. It was pretty cool. That was exciting. That was the one that you couldn't go on, because the year before I couldn't go.
Yeah, you're right. We kind of alternated there for a little bit. You could make it, and I could make it, or
yeah, for sure.
never at the same time, though.
No.
No. Yeah.
So what got you involved in paranormal, Chris?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, chicks dig ghost hunters.
You guys are learning finally.
Hey, I gave my doctor one of my cards today so she can listen to the podcast. So shout out to my doctor.
Cool.
See if he chimes in at all.
Yeah, maybe. You never know.
Yeah, anybody that's listening to us can actually type and ask questions if they want, and we can have you guys answer them.
Cool.
Yeah, please do. It'd be good. We're here. We'll answer whatever you got.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Won't give you a good answer, but I'll give you an honest answer.
All right. Well, I heard from Dennis on that one. Now, what about you, Chris?
Well, for me, it's a little bit different, because for me, the main thing is communication. Communication on location, and I've had some fantastic sessions in a few spots, including Ashmore. But I've had really good sessions at the Chloride Cemetery in Chloride, Arizona. I've had a good session in Pioche, Nevada. I've had a good session in Fort Myers, Florida. You name it. I try to communicate no matter where we're going, establish communication, and they will talk to me. And Dennis will back me up on that.
Oh yeah, they'll talk to you.
We our last big session that we did was in the gas chamber at Missouri State Penitentiary.
Wow.
And that conversation probably lasted 20 minutes. I think when I put up the video, it might be edited down to maybe, 14 minutes or something. Eliminate all the ooh, and the thump and the bump that were making noise. But probably the most important session I've ever done was with my father the day before he died. He was kind of in a comatose state on oxygen. And I came up with an idea. And that idea was seeing that theoretically, when you're in that state, you can travel. You can leave your body. You can go here. You can go there. That's a theory that's been around for a long time. I thought, I'm going to try a 2-stage experiment. The first stage is try to communicate with my dad before he passes, which I was successful at doing. And then following it up 2 days after that, he had died the next day after I did that session. The day after that, I did a session with him from the other side, so to speak. It's on our YouTube channel. You can check it out. Nothing's made up. It's all for real. CrossingGaurd Paranormal on YouTube. Anything I've just talked about is on that channel for anybody to see.
Cool. It's always a cool thing. That ain't me this time.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah. We're at my office right now. I'm up in the office. Dennis is down at the sales counter. So the phone may ring here and there. It's rang down here at 11 o'clock at night already for some reason. I don't know why. But
maybe they're open still.
Maybe. Well,
maybe they think you're open. Who knows? So anyway, you guys.
Oh, seriously?
Boy, this
Click,
person
click.
is just nonstop, aren't they?
They are.
I took it off the hook now. Now it's going to be just a open.
Oh, good.
Now it's going to be open line and it's going to start.
Now it'll roll over to the second line. Anyway, let's continue. Who cares about phones? Let's talk para. You know.
Yeah, paranormal. Maybe it's a paranormal. Maybe a ghost is trying to call in.
You never know.
Right on cue, right when I said that.
Oh shoot!
Oh boy.
Dennis would have to unplug the phones downstairs, and he's not going to do that. So.
What's that, Joe?
I don't think you could have timed that one any better.
I'm
right
not
on
a
cue,
believer
man.
in coincidence, Mark.
Oh no! Coincidence takes a hell of a lot of planning.
Yeah, agreed.
So there. I don't think there really is coincidence. I think everybody has a tune. They're tuned into the cosmos, and things happen for a reason, no matter what. You know, there's always something that happens. See there, I told you it was going to start doing it.
I told you I took it off the hook. You know.
Yeah, and I told you it was going to do it.
There was something under there that said answer your phone and say hi. I don't know if that was
Yeah,
who's calling.
Oh, that was Roby from
Pizza Hut or something. Yeah. There's
welcome to Pizza Hut.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I found a good way. I know we're off the topic, but I found a good way to get rid of those people that call you and like spam calls and stuff. You call and say hello, you're on the air, and they'll hang up. You got to click.
I like that.
I'll have to remember that.
That's good.
When they call, you just answer it and say hello. You're on
Hello,
the air.
you're on the air. Hey, you've been over here when I've done that.
Or Joe's actually, you've done that once, haven't you? You picked up the phone because it rang and been like, Insane Asylum, you're on the air.
Yep.
Oh.
Very cool. Yeah.
But yeah, so you guys have been all over the place then.
I've been in 22 states.
22 states.
Wow.
Have you been out of the United States?
Ontario, Canada.
I have not done an investigation outside the United States, but I have lived pretty much all over the world. My dad was in the Army, so we moved a lot. But that was before I was old enough to do anything.
So Dennis was an Army brat.
That I was. Yeah.
I was just a regular brat, you know.
Well, so was I, just a regular brat. I'd always get into trouble.
He's a para brat. That's what he is.
So are you guys?
I'm saying that in a bad way either, you know.
So are you guys only do you only do investigations into like the spirits and hauntings and stuff, or do you try to follow any cryptids or anything?
We have not followed any cryptids at all. Although I am kind of fascinated by the UFO thing.
Oh, the UFO phenomenon.
sure.
If you've ever seen the Craig Powell footage from Australia, that's pretty amazing if it's real, and I think it's real.
Well,
You'd have to see it.
yeah, some of the older footage is probably more authentic than some of the newer footage, because the way technology has gotten now with computers and programs and stuff, we can pretty much put a UFO over top of you right now and leave it there. And
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
make it look
Called
real.
deep fake.
Right.
Yeah,
So the older footage, when you get stuff from like the 70s, 80s, even the early 90s, it's a lot harder to fake that.
Yeah, but at
So
the same time, you got to realize you and I have seen some pretty amazing stuff in the sky, and most
Man,
you found some of that stuff that even the owner of the pictures didn't even know some of that stuff was there.
yes.
I actually got a UFO story.
Cool. Let's hear
Before
it.
my wife and I were married, we were still dating, but we were driving out to where was it? Manitowoc, and we were driving down the road, and maybe 500 feet above us, probably there's this huge light, but it just followed my car, like just all the way. Like for 20, 30 minutes, and I finally, I tried to floor it. I tried to get rid of it. I did everything I could, and I finally pulled over at a gas station that was closed. But I was ready to fight because I wasn't going to let my wife get taken, but then it just took off. Shot out of the sky.
Now,
it was
You
weird.
missed your chance.
But no. Here's the main question on that. By doing that, did you experience any time loss?
I did not. No.
Are you positive?
Not positive because we never know. Yeah,
See, that's something that abductees have experienced. If that they'll know what time it is or realize what time it is whenever all the activity happens, and then when it all ends, they discover that they've lost an hour or they've lost 30 minutes.
Oh yeah. You're right.
You know?
I've heard about that.
Right, and there's no way of telling where it went.
Yeah,
It'd be a pretty common thread with a lot of UFO related stories and sightings.
Now, as far as cryptids go, Chris and I do talk about the elementals, right? Whether it's spirits, demons, ghosts.
Yes, there are elementals.
As a matter of fact, we were just talking about that earlier today when I first got here. It was kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Right. So it's just we'll stick to the stuff that you guys like. So that would be mostly the hauntings, right?
Yes.
For sure.
I'm not going to try to drag you into something that you're not that familiar with.
Well, I'm familiar with a lot of stuff. I mean, am I an expert on UFOs or anything? Maybe from History Channel.
I'm not sure if any of us are
I was
experts
just
on
going to say,
UFOs.
I don't think anybody in the paranormal field can consider themselves an expert, considering most of it's all theory.
Oh yeah,
Thank
absolutely.
you, Joe.
It is all theory.
You nailed it right there.
I mean, it's like, like our cryptids, I mean, there's a lot of stories around them, but then there could be also a lot of misidentifications with that stuff too.
Right. True.
Yeah.
But at the same time, some of the stuff that we've investigated when it comes to that, UFOs have been kind of tied into the area at the same time.
Yes.
What isn't Dundee supposed to be a real hot spot? Out by I want to say, is it not Long Lake? No, Long Lake.
Yeah, Mark Borchardt actually made a short film documentary, The Dundee Project.
All right, yeah.
About that.
And they also have the UFO bar out there as well on the lake.
Yeah.
I've actually been there. It's pretty cool.
So, what's some of the coolest evidence you guys have got?
There's
crap ton of EVPs, and I mean a crap ton.
Honestly, I think EVPs are the most common to get because it's they're a lot easier to get.
Yeah, right. There was one really good footage that we got that nobody can explain. This was out at where was it? Indiana. Herbert Baumeister's house. I can't think of the name of the house right now.
Fox Hollow Farm,
where Chris and a couple other people were walking, and this thing, it's just a shadow. You can't tell what it is. It appears on the screen, goes by him, and disappears out of the screen. And it looked like it was probably a third of the size of a body, but nobody could figure out what it was.
In fact, that's on our YouTube channel too, if anybody wants to check it out.
It's done at different speeds and everything.
I was the one behind the camera, and another investigator was walking in front of me, and something came between myself and her. I have no clue what this is. It's not a bird. It's not a bat. It's oddly shaped. I took it down to 75% speed, to 50% speed, to 25% speed, so you can kind of get a better look at it. When I did it frame by frame, it doesn't even fly. Like you got something that would like fly into a picture.
Yeah.
This doesn't fly into the picture. It's in the picture, goes. I'm trying to do this in reverse on the screen here. It goes up and then it's gone. It doesn't fly out of the picture.
Right.
Doesn't fly in, doesn't fly out. It's there. It moves.
So it just appears and is there for like how many frames? Like
Mark, watch the video. It's just just a second or two. It's
which would be probably it appears as in like for 2 frames and then disappears without leaving the frame. Right?
well more than 2 frames, but it's
Yeah.
quick.
I would
That's
say
why
it's about
that's why I kept slowing it down and
at
slowing
normal
it
speed.
down.
I don't even know what's a
to
second
tell
long.
what it was, and that's. I'm not going to say what it is because I don't know, but it's not a bird. It's not a bat. And if
No,
we're that big, we're in trouble.
Yeah, we're Joe and I try to do the same thing. Anything that we do wind up catching if we think we caught anything. We don't like to say what we think it is. We want to hear what other people
What other people
who
yeah.
see it thinks it is, and then I'll confirm or deny whichever way it has to go.
Just weird stuff comes up sometimes in pictures that
Oh, I know.
you can't explain it. I've got one picture as an example. This is at the Silver Queen Hotel in Virginia City, Nevada, and I'm taking a picture with a Sony H9, and I'm just taking pictures of the hallways, and I'm holding the camera out in front of me, so I got the viewfinder tilted up, so it's kind of the camera would be here, and I'm looking down, and then the camera's pointing out, and up in this corner, it's almost as like if it would have been. How can I describe it? If you've ever seen a long-haired dog, which everybody has, imagine like the front leg of a dog, not the paw part, but the actual part between like the wrist and the elbow. There's just like this black fur like thing in the picture.
I remember you sent that to me after you took the picture.
I did send it to you.
Oh, yeah.
And
It's like
I'm not wearing anything black and furry.
Right.
I'm out in the hallway alone. What the hell is this? And
some of the theories about Bigfoot are correct, that they can come between dimensions. Maybe you caught one.
In the Silver Queen? Well,
you never know.
It is a haunted hotel for real. I did get a crap load of EVPs in there too, but it showed up. No other pictures, just that one.
Right, but you said you're in Virginia City, and Virginia City has a really extensive history.
Oh, extensive to say the least.
And it's one of the few towns left in Nevada that they've pretty much kept it looking like it did back in the Western Age.
Oh yeah.
I've been there. I was there when I was a kid. My parents used to go there. We lived in California. My parents would go there, and I'd go there, and I remember the sidewalks still being made of the wood, and
they still are today.
Yeah, and I mean they've got some of the roads paved and stuff up in there, but the walkways are still made of wood there. And the buildings are still, made from the same wood that they were built with.
Oh wow! It's like one of the few cities that never burned down, hey?
They've still got horses just wandering around the town.
They also still have the hitching posts and stuff there in front.
That's cool.
Watch where you step.
Yes, because you might just step in something that you
don't necessarily want to step in.
But yeah, and cities like that or little towns like that are intriguing as hell because of the history that they have.
I love towns like that.
There are a few still left in the United States. You just gotta kind of find them.
They're so much fun, and there's always something para going on. It seems in these kind of locations, whether it be Virginia City. Another one that comes to mind with similar structures would be like Bodie, California.
Hmm.
That's very similar. What is the name of that town? Busby, Bigsby in Arizona. That's very similar.
I think it's Bigsby.
It might be Bigsby.
I,
I've
I think
been
it's
there,
Bigsby.
but after a while, some of these kind of run together. But
Right.
there's other places too. Although maybe not quite going back that far in time, but like like Savannah,
I
Savannah,
love
Georgia.
that,
Savannah, Georgia has
Savannah,
a
Georgia.
rich history
That's
as
got a
well.
feel to it, and towns like that, or Fells Point in Maryland.
New Orleans.
You know,
Love New
New Orleans.
I was actually just gonna say New Orleans
I
because
just watched a documentary, uh, that most terrifying places in America on the Travel Channel, and they were talking about a cemetery in New
Oh
Orleans.
yeah.
Lafayette
That's like block long.
Lafayette Cemetery in New Orleans. It has crypts underneath.
Burying
Yeah.
people on top of people on top of people, and there's
Lafayette Cemetery in New Orleans. They have underground crypts. They got it's almost like the one. It's designed similar to the one in Paris.
Okay.
But just a lot
So
smaller scale. That's all.
right, it is. It's a lot smaller scale
Is that the
because
one that
the one in Paris is enormous, and that one has catacombs
does that one have
connecting all the crypts.
Jim Morrison in it? Because he was buried in Paris, wasn't he?
I
Yep.
couldn't tell you. I'm not exactly sure.
Oh, all right. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, the only thing that sucks about New Orleans, the cemeteries there, is they close at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You know, you have to get there early if you want to get there.
Yeah, if you want to get in and poke around.
I'm too heavy, and I'm way too old to run from anybody. So
Amen to that. And yeah, if you know about New Orleans, you know the neighborhood that these cemeteries are in. I'm of the wrong ethnic persuasion to be there late night. That's for sure.
oh, Chris.
Yeah, unlike the
I'm telling it
cemeteries
the
up
way it
here.
is.
Actually, the cemeteries up here, you can actually go all the way until 10 o'clock to be in there.
actually we were in the one quite late.
I know we were.
But that was because it's out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. In Juneau County, I think it is, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Shit going on there.
Yeah, certain places lend to getting away with certain things easier than others.
Well,
Right,
Yes.
right.
Agreed.
That's for sure. It's like when you're out in Goldfield.
This was out in the middle of.
What was it? Sunset, but there's really nobody there to enforce it being closed at sunset.
Well, this was Eagle Road Cemetery. It's out in the middle of nowhere.
where's that located? Like what
In
town?
Juneau County.
It's
Oh, yeah,
it's close to Juneau.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know where Juneau is. Okay.
Yeah, and Eagle Road Cemetery is a tiny little cemetery and on a lonely country road, and there's woods across the street from it, farmhouse maybe a few hundred yards away or more, not much around.
Right.
So
Well,
nobody's gonna enforce 10 o'clock or
the first time that Joe and I were out there, it was about midnight, and I don't know why, but it was low clouds, and this freaking jet came flying over, and it was like really low flyover, and there's no airports in the area that can handle a jet.
Well,
There's that one that the Juneau airport's just big enough for like a small airplane. The second time we were out there, me and my girlfriend were on one end of the cemetery. Joe and his wife were on the other end of the cemetery. And I caught a sound on the audio part of the film or the video I was taking. And him and his wife caught a sound right around the same time on theirs. And we were at two different ends of the cemetery.
Cool.
and they sounded the sounds sounded similar. So it was really really strange, but awesome at the same time.
Oh hell yeah!
We were where were, it wasn't Kalina, it was can't remember the name of the city that in Illinois that we were at for that one convention. But the one team was there from the Tennessee Wraith Chasers were there.
Tennessee Wraith Chasers, yeah.
Yeah, and they had a DR60. We have a DR60, and they said, "What's your favorite?" I can't remember exactly what he asked, but he asked for two different things. His DR60 said one, and ours said another of the exact same thing that he asked. So it was kind of weird. It was like
Interesting.
something being in two places at one time. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. I can't explain that at all.
No, that was pretty incredible.
Sounds like
on a map on my other computer here to see if I can remember what town that was we were in, but gosh, I don't remember.
Maybe it was it? No, it wasn't Alsip. It was
no, it wasn't Alsip.
I can't.
I'm hearing something that sounds like somebody playing with a crystal tuner.
Oh, there's a
train going by.
And
that's what it is.
Like literally 50 feet from us.
Yeah.
Wow. So it's the squeaking of the train, of the wheels on the track, and
that's exactly what you're hearing, Mark.
Let me run out there and tell them to stop real quick.
Yeah, tell them to stop.
Come on, go up there and put your hand up and kind of push again.
It is against federal law to illegally stop a train.
Yes, it's also against federal law.
I'm not gonna tell you how I know that, but some things you just gotta believe me.
Well, I know that. I used to pick up those guys. You know, I drove cab for a living for a while, so I'd pick them up near the railroad tracks and stuff. They tell me all kinds of shit.
All right.
You know, I bet there would be activity around some of the rail tracks too. Especially in areas where there's been a lot of people like run over or killed in the tracks area.
You know, tell the story about the bridge above your shop.
Well, we've had a couple of people over the years take the swan dive off the interstate bridge around here. We've had people drive their cars into the canal around here. Wow. Dennis and I have actually attempted to do a session down the road here, close to, here's air quotes, the landing site.
One of them was right in the back of your shop.
Yeah,
too.
But it's so noisy down here that
it's impossible to do anything.
It's just terrible.
Yeah,
terrible to do. It's way too much background noise that it just overrides anything you would get on a recorder.
You know, that's the problem, especially when you find the sites that are like in a major city, because then you get all that contamination from all the background noise, you know, trains, cars. You know, it doesn't matter what time you're at, big city, you know, there's traffic all the time everywhere. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, that's definitely it, Joe. You know, if you're out somewhere, a car goes by, it's pretty easy to identify, but when you're close to a major railroad switchyard and an interstate highway, it's just it's constant, and you don't hear it when you're down here all day. But put a recorder out, and then you go, "Oh God!"
Yeah, we were out there pretty late, and it was still too noisy.
Yeah,
we were out there 10, 11 o'clock.
Yeah, 10, 11 o'clock. It was still too noisy.
Yeah,
we're too close to the interstate. You know. That constant drone, it just was not.
That's the downfall of it being near the interstate and stuff like that. You got that constant drone of the vehicles and sometimes you get reverberation even left over from them after they've passed.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I almost forgot one story in particular.
Oh,
Al's
go for it.
house. Remember what happened at Al's house when we were
No.
out there?
Oh, that's a good story. Tell the story.
Well, Chris took my wife and I out there, and we had Al's a really good guy.
Before Dennis gets in this, we are talking about Willow Creek Farm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I couldn't remember the name of it. I could remember Al's name. I couldn't remember anything else. But my wife and I went out there. Chris walks in, announces himself to all the spirits because he's got a lot of them. And we went out to dinner. We came back. We're just talking. We're doing some EVP sessions. And all of a sudden we hear two women talking up in the upstairs of his house. He's only got one TV in the house, and that's in the living room. And we're sitting there listening to conversation.
And that wasn't Don anyway.
Right. No, it wasn't. And we're listening to conversation, and it's like, what the heck? So it comes towards the end of the night. My wife and I go to bed in his daughter's rooms, the spirit daughters. And shut the door. We hear little footsteps outside the door and giggling. And then we could hear the doorknob try to turn and open. And of course, my wife didn't sleep after that. But we also heard like a book fall in the other room, but there was no book when we got up, when we looked in the morning. But I got up at like 4:00 in the morning to pee real quick. And I didn't turn on any lights. I was using my phone. I was just kind of had my flashlight on. And I set it on the back of the toilet so the light would hit the ceiling. And as I'm using it, I see my phone just start sliding down the toilet, and then it launched like a good 3-4 feet, and it busted all over the place.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I was like, not my phone. So I tried to recreate it to see.
Hopefully you had insurance on your phone.
But yeah, I did. But, the thing of it is, you know how toilets get moisture on the top of them sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
This one didn't have it. And plus, I have a rubber case, so it shouldn't have slid anyway.
Right.
So I tried to recreate it several times, and I couldn't get to work. So I'm just assuming that somebody was playing a game with me, you know. But
And
it was
I was
interesting.
downstairs just chilling in the recliner.
Yeah.
That's
But
kind of
I've been there several times over the
that's
course of
kind of bogus that they would bust your phone, man. That's bad. That's bad manners.
Yeah. I got a feeling it was probably Dr. Archibald from his place.
Yeah,
He's the guy
maybe
that's,
so, or Big
Yeah.
Mike, maybe. I don't know.
yeah, Big Mike. It could be, yeah.
Yeah, could be. Could be.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know.
Turning on the light, disturb the spirit.
Yeah,
It's your experience. You know, I've had my experiences there, so it was definitely Dennis's turn to have one. So
Yeah.
they took
The worst thing that ever happened to me is when we went to Iowa and we were at Farrar School.
Oh, I've been there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've been there.
And yeah, how many pieces of equipment have you had fail on you at the exact same time?
Oh my God.
That was
Go.
funny though. I laughed my ass off about that one.
It happens all the time.
He
I
couldn't even get in his
remember
laptop.
Okay. I had 2 voice recorders, my body camera, my regular camera, my laptop. So my voice recorders failed on me. My body camera, it only recorded audio, wouldn't record video. My regular camera recorded through the first battery, changed the battery out, and it quit recording, but it still showed that it recorded. And then I was trying to log into my laptop, and I used the password that I had in there 4 times, and it would not let me log into my laptop.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
That is
Yeah.
crazy.
Home.
When I got home and I got some rest the following day, I break out the laptop, plug it in, type in my passcode, right in.
Worked
Same
perfect, didn't it?
Yeah, the same one the same passcode he used 4 times at the school.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Yeah, when we were there, we didn't have anything to that extent. We
I
did get a lot of captures on
well,
Dennis's SLS in various spots.
Well,
I'm thinking the reason is when I got there, I used one of the tables that was in the gym to put my stuff on, and I grabbed my body camera and my handheld camera and my voice recorder, and I went into the boiler room because I was drawn into the boiler room. My attention kept
it was,
focusing over there,
We were in
and
that
I went
for a
in there.
while.
I went in there by myself, nobody else around, and I started provoking,
oh.
and it was right after that all my shit started going bad.
Yeah, I did the same thing in the
Karma
in
is a motherfucker.
but
that's
what
cool.
my
That's
experience
cool.
there was it felt like something was like I just got the goosebumps all over, like somebody was just
Mhm.
like touching me or something, and it's one of those feelings when you feel like you want to run but you hold yourself back. It's kind of like that.
Well, I'll tell you, I had probably out of all the places we've been, we started this in 2019, March of 2019, actually going out, investigating. When we went to that school, I had one of the most strangest things happen. I walked into that school, and after being in it about 5 minutes, I had to quickly get out because I was feeling very sick and nauseous.
Oh wow.
Okay, and the minute I stepped onto those cement steps outside, I was feeling better.
Oh, all right.
So I stood out there for about 5-10 minutes for a while, and then, you know, okay, if that's what I'm gonna, and then I went back in. And it didn't happen, but boy, the activity that was in there. I don't think anybody captured it on camera, but we were there with a guy,
Dale,
Dale
Dale
Kaz-
Kismer.
Dale Kazmarek from
All
Illinois,
right.
and we were down. He was down in the gym, and we were still where you can look up. He was down there.
You know that window you can look
Yeah, look
from
down
the
into
hallway
the gym
down
mat.
into the
Oh,
gym?
sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Okay,
I
so we
was
were up there getting
me,
our
Joe,
equipment.
and one of Dale's people were standing there.
Yeah, we were getting our equipment unpacked and ready, and he was down there kind of doing like
They
history
were doing a Facebook Live.
on the history of the
One of his other people, Mikey, was holding up
right.
was doing it with his phone.
And there was
Okay.
balls there was like like little balls and stuff all over the floor down
Basketball.
there, like a
It
basketball
was
and
the
stuff.
basketball.
And they swore it moved behind him, but nobody caught it on camera, unfortunately.
Oh.
I
No,
think we've all got those stories, eh?
the woman that was part of his group was standing there, and she looks, and she points, she goes, "That ball's moving." And I looked down, and sure shit, that black ball
Move.
was moving, like somebody had just reached over and just went, just gave it a little shove.
Yeah. Just give it a little.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was trying to get Dale and Mikey to actually pan over and film it because I was like, "Hey, that ball's moving, Dale."
He was focused too high
But
up.
he was
Yeah.
focused. Yeah, he was focused on doing the history of the school through the Facebook Live, and I'm like, because that would have been an awesome catch if
Awesome.
Mikey would have
Yeah,
panned
God,
down
real.
at that moment.
You know?
But
I,
then
I,
we
I always
were
say
at
get your
that-
best captures when you're setting up and you
Well,
can't record anything or
right.
turn it down.
or you're just taking a break and you don't have nothing going.
Right.
That's where we learned this
Well,
lesson there. But still, back to that boiler room.
one of the reasons I got
Dale was in that boiler room, and they were doing EVP sessions down there, and I happened to be in the room watching and listening.
and Dale had a
Oh my
Phasma box.
God, the voices and the responses we got were just unbelievable.
Yeah.
And
Have you guys heard of a Phasma box?
I have.
I,
I've never
I,
used one.
I
Basically,
have, I've
what
never
it
used
is, well, basically what it is a laptop. It's got a program that you can download, and it hooks up to an external speaker.
Okay.
And what it does is it uses the Wi-Fi card and think the Bluetooth, if it's got Bluetooth, but it uses that to kind of scan your frequencies,
Okay.
Okay.
and then anything it picks up, it'll actually it you can have it to where it will tell you what the word is that it picks up, and it comes through on the the speaker.
We may have to
So-
try that.
And
Yeah.
at the same time, you could hear distinct. In some cases, like that one, it was like you could distinctly hear that it was a male voice
Or female.
and angry.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a pretty interesting program that you can get and put on a laptop like that.
But then we also heard that work. I mean, the first time we heard that work was out at the crash site, though.
Yeah, which
It was
that was interesting too.
that was extremely interesting too, because Mikey would play the songs on his cell phone, and he'd ask who was singing the song, and you'd get a one-word response. Like your first name or last name. And they
Very
Yeah.
cool.
yeah.
were out at the Buddy Holly crash site that same day.
Now, where was that at? The crash
Uh,
site.
It's Clear Lake, Iowa.
Clear Lake, Iowa. Yeah.
Oh, all right. I guess I thought they were.
Well,
coming to
it's just
Wisconsin.
outside of. No, they were just outside of Clear Lake. They were leaving Clear Lake and headed to Moorhead.
Okay. All right.
They were flying from Iowa up to Minneapolis.
Is,
Yeah,
is
because
Clear Lake
Moorhead.
close to Farrar, Mark, or no?
It's about 30 minutes, I think.
Okay,
Well,
so
it's
not,
just
not
30 or 40 minutes.
terrible.
I can't remember exactly.
yeah, I can't remember exactly.
We were following Dale and his crew, and they were getting us lost. I actually think they took the long way around.
Now, have you ever been cussed out by a spirit? This guy has. We
I've
are
cussed
Tell
the
us
spirit
the
out.
story.
we're up in Appleton, what
Riverside.
Riverside Cemetery.
We're gonna bore Chris because he's heard this story.
Yeah,
probably
sorry,
3
Chris.
times already.
That's
but-
right. No.
But we were sitting on this bench, but it wasn't really a bench. It was actually a decorated grave or whatever, but it was like built into like a stone log, and we're sitting on it. And Chris is asking, can you tell me your name or whatever? He said Ed. So we both get up and look at the tombstone, and it says Edward something or other. I'm like, oh, all right. So we say, well, we're not here to harm you, hurt you, or make you go away. We just want to speak to you. And he's like, bullshit, like that, just plain as day. And yeah, it was like,
True story.
yeah, we asked another question, like, you need to go now. Like, well, we'll go, but when we're ready to go. It was pretty interesting. It was good.
Yeah,
interaction.
usually, we get told where to go on a few occasions, but it was the same thing when we were in Mount Moriah in Deadwood, South Dakota. They're telling us get out, and I told them right out, we'll get out, but when we're ready to go. And we stayed, and we still got some more responses after that. And
Be careful,
We
though.
were-
They'll find creative ways to chase you out of there.
Do you guys want to tell the story of the most recent investigation at the Villisca Axe Murder House?
Oh, the investigation that didn't happen.
Yeah, it didn't happen. I can tell the story.
Yeah,
I have-
tell the story, please
I haven't
do.
so much, so
Chris,
So-
you were there. You're aptly equipped.
yeah, so we planned. Well, the fellows here, Dennis and Chris, planned a trip. You guys planned this back in November, right? You booked
Correct.
you booked it back in November. I invited myself along. They were gracious to accept, but we drove out there. It was a 7.5 hour drive, 7.5 hours. Long time in the car, much
Yeah.
longer than I've been in years in a car. But we're driving out there. It was a good time. Iowa, beautiful state, but it's the most boring state to drive through. There was nothing to see there, not even cows. I think I saw like 2 cows in the entire state.
You
And Villisca's in
got
the
wind turbines. That's it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I
that's
saw a
wind
lot of
turbines.
wind turbines. Villisca is in the very southwest corner of the state, so we had to drive through the entire state, the entire boring state. No offense to anybody living in Iowa, but you've got a boring state. So we get there, and Dennis and I are going up to the little the farm, the barn that they have as an office. And
wait, Chris, back up just a second. When we pulled up, there was that black cat.
There was a black cat, yeah,
in the parking lot.
Yeah.
We trespassed. The very friendly black cat.
That was an omen.
It's very nice, but yeah, it ended up being an omen. There was a sign on the window of the barn saying "closed." Thought, well, that's weird. We were there right when we were supposed to be. They said get there at 5. Because we've got tours during the day. Don't get there too early. Let's get there at 5. So we got there like 10 to 5, quarter to 5. It was pretty good timing. We're driving from Milwaukee, so it's a long drive, but we planned it out pretty good. And Dennis talks to Martha, the owner. We're here, can we sign in? Let's get this ball rolling. We want to investigate. Why isn't anybody here? What do you mean you're there? This is our night. We booked our night. We gave you $200 via credit card. We want to investigate. Well, I wasn't expecting you. What do you mean you weren't expecting us? You have our money. You have our deposit. That's what a deposit does. That's the purpose of a deposit, is to guarantee that night. Well, I gave it to somebody else. What do you mean you gave it to somebody else? Well, they asked for it. Okay. And Dennis, why don't you explain your phone conversation with good old Martha?
It wasn't pleasant, and I was really upset. I said some things to her that I don't normally say to people. And basically, she wouldn't do anything for me. She just said, you come back tomorrow if you want. Well, I have to work Monday. I'm sorry, I can't, It's not like I can make that 8-hour drive in 2 hours to try to get home.
Yeah, after the fact, when we got home, we looked at some reviews, and the other group left a review and confirmed our suspicions that Martha had double booked the evening.
Well,
we were convinced that if we had gotten there before that other group, we would have gotten the night. It was just whichever group got there first was the ones that got that night.
right.
And we were just, a little bit too slow on the getting there. But
and it wasn't like we were going slow. We were doing 100 at some points.
No, I was white knuckling it in the back seat. You guys were like 120 miles an hour, and I was a very careful, nervous driver. So the whole time.
Chris isn't lying.
But, yeah, no complaints. It was a very safe trip.
We will haul ass to get to a place because I don't want to do drive. I just want to be there.
Right.
I mean,
well, that's the best part.
You only nodded off, fell asleep a couple times behind the wheel, so it wasn't.
Yeah.
I didn't feel too at risk. I was fine.
Oh, we did one investigation in Green Bay, Shenandoah's house, and we almost died that night coming home because we could have stayed the night at her house. She wouldn't let us, but we wanted to get back. We had shit to do the next day, and we're driving. I fall asleep, and all of a sudden I hear whoop, 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 the rumble strips, and Chris wakes up like, "What the fuck?" Like, we could have died, man.
You get on those long drives sometimes, and you just you squint your eyes to kind of, kick yourself in the drive, and all of a sudden we're on rumble strips. Well, we were both really awake after that.
Yeah, we were. And had it happened like 20 seconds later, we wouldn't have had rumble strips because we would have been on a bridge.
We'd have been on a bridge. Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe been in the water.
I want to add something else about Martha and the Villisca axe murder house. Dennis paid with a credit card, paid his $200 deposit with a credit card in November. And Martha graciously, in her good gracious and in her infinite kindness, is going to mail Dennis a check at some point.
I still haven't gotten
it.
He has not gotten it, Chris.
So what I suggested to Dennis is if and when you do get that check, make sure you cash it and then contest the charge. So she'll be out $200. She won't get that credit card charge, that money for the credit card charge, and she'll be out $200 that she gave you. So
I would do that gladly. The only problem is I can't remember which credit card I used.
That's on Dennis. I got nothing to do with that.
Well,
Yeah, that's all right.
But the whole situation was just one of those WTF moments.
yeah.
After
Yeah,
driving
if
all
you
over,
if you
like
if you
I said, I've done 22 states. I reserve hotels. I reserve airlines. I reserve rental cars.
Mm-hmm. Same.
All on a credit card. Never an issue. Never.
Until
yeah,
now.
so the moral of the story is if you book an evening with the Villisca Axe Murder House, you may not get your night that you pay for. It's a crapshoot. Who knows?
Yeah, it taught me a valuable lesson on calling the place and finding out what, making sure. But even if I would have did that, we still wouldn't have the night because she didn't know that the other group was coming the same night. So
Oh, I'm sure she knew. I don't know.
It just sounds,
That's
from what I read, 'cause I saw your post, Chris, and stuff after that happened, and I kind of was reading some of the reviews too. I think myself, I'm taking that off my bucket list for now until maybe somebody else takes it over that's more
Yeah.
competent.
yeah, true.
Somebody a little more
Oh,
competent.
because
The,
if
you
you
know,
keep-
the thing of it is, Dennis and I have flown to places. We've flown to Texas. We've flown to Virginia.
right,
Here, there,
Connecticut.
rent a car. We're doing this. We're getting there. Never a problem. Never a problem.
Well, we did have that one problem when we flew to where was it? Was it Texas? I think it was Texas where they opened my case but didn't shut it, so I lost all my cords and we were driving around forever.
No, that was Virginia.
Yeah, that was Virginia.
That was Virginia, and yeah, we spent half an afternoon one day just trying to replace all the cords that got lost.
And thank God for GameStop because they had everything I needed and they gave it to me for free.
Yeah, GameStop.
I haven't heard those
That's
words.
cool.
Shout out to GameStop. They did help us out.
Yeah, that they did.
I haven't
There you
heard
go.
those words
Pop
since
the
the
game.
early 1990s.
Yeah, that was in Mechanicsburg, Virginia.
Yeah.
Hey, that's where I saw the apparitions at a.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That was pretty cool too. We were done with the investigation. It was a 2-nighter that we did. Shout out
Dennis S. Scott
Dennis
gave us a second night for free.
hooking us up with that.
Yeah.
And we're coming back down the highway, and all of a sudden I look, and there's 3 Civil War soldiers walking from the edge of the road into the woods.
oh,
Wow.
I didn't see it because
Dennis
there
didn't
was
see it. I
2
saw
accidents in front of us. There was a truck in the middle of a field, and then there was 2 cars that were piled on top of each other, and I was trying to figure out how to get around it.
it was crazy. We're coming into town where the hotel was, and all of a sudden there's like a million squad lights, the red and the blue and the blah blah blah, and we look and there's one car laying on its side on one part, somebody else is upside down on another part.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're trying to find a way back to the hotel. Then there's this 18-wheeler that's way off the mark. And we ended up probably it probably took us on a 20-mile detour because
Right.
we're Virginia. We don't know really where the hell we are.
It should have been a 5-minute drive, and it took us
Should have
like
been
an
a
hour.
5-minute drive. Yeah, we're spoiled in Wisconsin because Wisconsin is set up like a big grid. North, south, east, west. Well, go the next road up, hook over, come back. We've all done it. But in states with mountains, things are a little bit different. There are no grids. It's, the road kind of goes this way and then it goes that way. And you're driving around, where the fuck are we?
And there's nothing there.
And there's nothing there, it's like woods. That's it. Like, where the hell are we?
And everything looks the same, so you don't know where you're at.
Yeah.
And if you're like me with no sense of direction, you're
I'll vouch for that. You don't want Dennis as a navigator.
What's bad is I drive truck for a living. How weird is that?
You drive truck for a living?
Yeah.
that is hard.
Wait a second here. You drive truck for a living and you get lost?
Well, not with GPS. GPS saved my life.
We call him the human GPS. We call Mark the human GPS.
My daughter gave me that nickname.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
There
You
are
take
some
me.
of us that just
I go to a
have
place
sense
once.
of direction, you know,
I go to a place once and I can find my
and you
way
know where
back
it is,
there.
Mark, right?
Yeah, and it drives some people crazy.
Well, times before GPS, I would have my wife MapQuest everything for me so I could find where I was going, and then just follow little maps. So if I write a map, I have a 50-50 chance of going the right way,
Oh man.
Ish.
Yeah, right. Can't make fun of yourself. Who can you make fun of, It's all good.
But yeah, it was.
Oh man.
Outside of that, that was a pretty cool experience coming back that night and seeing that apparition on the side of the highway.
Yeah, for sure. For
You
sure.
know, I was.
Are you sure that the other vehicles didn't see it and that's what caused the accident?
No, because that was before we saw the accident. No, excuse me. The apparition was before the accident. So,
Oh, okay.
and that was down the road a little.
Oh, yeah.
A
Yeah, it was.
piece, you know.
I mean, we could see the accident, but we weren't up to the accident. I thought there was a way to get around it, and there just wasn't.
That sucks.
It couldn't be done. Couldn't be done. It was just crazy.
Looks like Chris dropped off, hey?
Well, his mic is muted and his camera's out, so
Yeah.
he must have stepped
Anyway,
off.
we're getting close to the hour mark.
Step out. What else you want to talk about?
We're already past the hour mark. We normally just
Doesn't
stay
matter
on an
to me
hour.
Oh yeah, we're at 102.
It
Oh,
doesn't.
wow. Didn't even feel like it.
But Joe's the one that's running the show, so
It doesn't matter. I don't run it. He runs it. Oh, we both got it. But it doesn't matter. Usually he's the one that cops out first. I'm still kind of a night owl.
I wish I was.
I get that way now and then.
well, Joe's a night owl.
I work
Me?
third shift most of my life.
Oh,
I
all right.
get up at 4:00 in the frickin' morning.
Oh, there he is.
Hi, Chris.
Dennis has got you beat on that, Mark. I mean, Dennis is he's ready to call you at like 5 or 6 a.m. because he's been up for a couple hours already. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I go into work like 2:00 in the morning, and just try to beat traffic because I'm in Chicago every day, just about, So
Dude, I know how it is.
I wouldn't want to drive around Chicago. I really wouldn't.
it's
Many
actually
people
not
watch
too bad since the pandemic happened. Traffic flow's pretty good.
Not lately. I've been going through Chicago on Tuesdays. Oh, look, Chris has his pussy.
I was just going to make a similar comment, but beat me to it, Mark.
Just a typical Friday night for me, boys.
Yeah.
Just you and your pussy
Pussy
hanging
on a
out.
Friday night. Here we go. All right, I'm just so wrong. I know.
Yeah.
We're men.
But actually, guys, I think the coolest one that Joe and I have done was actually with Chris,
All right.
and that was a Halloween.
Oh yeah,
The
that was-
Grafton Mill.
that was also the reason you and I got body cams.
Oh, that's
Yes,
cool.
that is the reason.
That
Well,
was-
the real reason was I accused them of inappropriate touching. So they needed
Yeah,
proof.
and we needed to make sure we had proof from then on.
Okay.
Gotcha.
They were jealous of all the hot pussy I get on my Friday nights. Couldn't handle it.
Nice.
But yeah, that was a really cool one though that night, wasn't it, Chris?
That whole town's kind of got a mystery to it.
Always a good time with me, boys. Come on now.
It's not just that mill.
No, I really enjoyed that one. That was fun. We did
Grafton's a
catch
pretty
some
old
good
town
stuff.
too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a pretty old town. It's got some decent history to it.
And then there's some history that you just you're running into dead ends that you can't find. that should be in the records somewhere, but because of a fire that happened, some of these records can't be found.
Yeah.
So to me, that town's a mystery. Our friend Tom and Molly own a house there, and we had some strange activity at that house.
We're going to investigate that next Saturday.
Yeah, we're going by Tom and Molly next weekend.
Yeah.
Not this weekend, huh?
Not this weekend.
Not this week.
No.
Next weekend.
Yeah, I got things to do this weekend.
That was
I gotta go finish up with stuff on my house that I just bought.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was built in 1900.
Really?
It's a bungalow style, and it's in
Very
Waterloo, Wisconsin.
Oh,
I know
okay.
where Waterloo is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
I'm kind of psyched about it because once I get in there, I'm actually setting up some cameras and doing an EVP because of its age. I want to see if there's any activity.
See if you have any residents that aren't paying rent.
Yes. Then I'm gonna have to shake them down a little bit.
Take them down. Rent is due on the 30th.
Yeah, right.
But anyway,
got anything else you want to come up? That you got coming up that's you want to promote? Or
Joe, I was just thinking about that. We're gonna stop by Tom and Molly's next Saturday, and then the week after that we'll be at the prison in Joliet.
When is that? The week after that?
April
9th. Yeah.
April what?
April 9th.
April 9th?
Yeah. You
When are
busy?
you guys leaving?
God, the investigation's from 9:30 to 1:30 in the morning.
9:30 p.m.?
What's that?
9:30 p.m.?
Yeah, 9:30 p.m. to 1:30 in the morning, and then we'll be.
We're
We'll
meeting
just
up
head
with some friends of ours from Quantum Paranormal.
Quantum Paranormal.
And then in May, we've got the Rhodes Hotel in Indiana.
Yeah.
And we're going to figure out a trip. We're going to Oklahoma this year. That'll be my first time in Oklahoma.
whereabouts in Oklahoma?
Lawton. Yep.
Where?
Lawton. It's right off military base, Fort Sill. All my family lives there, and
Yeah, I got family. I got family in the Tulsa region.
All right.
Tulsa, Owasso, Broken Arrow.
Okay. Yeah,
I would be interested in going with you guys on April 9th. That's a pretty big day for me. that's my birthday, and I plan.
Oh, is it? Oh, happy
cool.
birthday!
Happy birthday to Chris.
I'm going to be really drunk and I'm going to be really high. So I don't know if that's going to be conducive to.
Probably
Yeah,
not.
it might be. It might be.
I got you.
It might be conducive to some ghost
That's gonna
hunting.
be what?
but,
How old are you gonna be?
I'm going to be
Oh, man.
27, turning 27.
I keep telling people too.
That's a
Yeah.
big year for me. I'm a millennial. I'm 50. I'm going to be 50.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Oh,
Yeah, I feel bad for you, Chris. You know.
Thanks.
Yeah, it was a big milestone in my
Yeah.
life.
I just, I've got
Well,
a bad back. I've got a
yeah, you
lumbar.
got to celebrate that big 5-0.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
had a doctor's appointment, and I had to do like an X-ray because I got numerous herniated discs, martial arts injuries, and she's like, "Yeah, you got a bunch of arthritis in your neck, you got arthritis in your back, you got arthritis in your hips and your shoulders and your elbows." And yeah, I figure I turned 50. It didn't bother me now, but now that you told me I have all this arthritis, now
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
If it's any consolation,
Oh man,
I've got it bad in my neck, bad in my back. I can relate.
yeah, like my neck hurts, but I just attribute it to I slept funny. I slept wrong on
Yeah.
a bad pillow, whatever. But no, I guess I have arthritis.
When
Okay,
when you get it to the stage that I've got it, then you get involved in pain management, and you get shots in your neck.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Back.
That's where I'm at. I've had shots. I've had the nerve ablation where they burn the nerves in your back, and
Oh,
that
sure.
lasts for a
Yeah, I've
while.
had all that done
That
too.
lasts for a little while, but it's not.
Yeah, it's not permanent, but
No,
I
it
mean,
grows back like hair. The nerves do.
I'm just at this point. I'm happy that my penis still functions the way it should.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good.
I'm happy I can see mine again. I was pretty heavy for a while. I couldn't see it no more. I'd piss all over myself.
Yeah,
you
one
know?
thing I want to stay working is that.
I'm glad to see your penis too, Dennis.
Oh, thank you.
Really not much to see, though. I mean, but
I wish you would have worn pants when you were driving. But can't complain.
Well, you know, slopping out the window. You know, but
I'm still willing to go on an investigation with you when you're driving.
all right, cool. I appreciate that.
No, I appreciate it. I'm kind of like I kind of want to go with you guys on the 9th because I've heard that that's a cool place, but not gonna be a good day for me. It's not gonna be a good day. It's not gonna be a pretty day.
I got it. Well, you know, if you want to go, I got room in the car, so
I appreciate
let me-
that.
let me know, you know, next weekend or whatever.
I will.
What you want to do.
I will.
Figure it out. So
Do you offer senior discounts?
You have 5
yeah,
more
the
years
only guy
to
to
go
get
for
the
that.
senior discount here is me.
Don't you have to wait 5 more years for that?
Oh no!
Well, you're already there, Joe.
Like
I'm
your
almost
tongue
there,
mark.
Jesus. I just
Hey,
I-
you
I
just
don't know.
celebrated your double nickel, buddy.
Who's that?
The
He's
one in
talking
the
about
middle at
me.
the top.
He's
Oh,
talking
all right.
about me. I just turned 55 on the 14th.
50.
Oh wow.
All you guys are puppies, in my opinion.
What are you, 87?
67.
67? That was close.
That's the year I was born.
Some days I feel 80.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, me too. You don't look 67, and I mean that. It's a mighty healthy 67 you look.
Yeah, I agree. I tell Chris all the time that he doesn't look his age.
No.
He doesn't
I
act
don't
his
have
age
my
either.
so
Not
it's probably
supposed
got a
to.
lot to do with it, you know.
Oh,
You're not
well,
supposed to
that
act
could
that way.
have something to do with it.
Yeah.
You might be this way because you never grew up.
You're supposed to have that Peter Pan.
I know I didn't.
And
I
I don't
haven't
plan on
grown
it
up.
either, Mark. You know.
I never grew up. My toys just got more expensive.
There it is. There it is, right there.
Exactly.
Can't have expensive toys. What the fuck, you know?
You guys were talking about expensive toys, which brings me to a story that I have, and I have a question for you. What is the strangest experience you've ever had on a paranormal investigation? I'll let Chris start that one.
The strangest.
The strangest.
The
Strangest.
Chris, you already know the story I'm going to tell, but I'm going to tell it. The Blackstone Hotel in Chicago. It's real close to Buddy Guy's Legends. I don't know if you've ever been to Buddy Guy's club in Chicago, but the Blackstone's about a block and a half away from there. We're staying there one night. Blackstone is known as a haunted hotel. We were there late evening after everybody kind of went to bed. We're out there. I'm poking around. I got a camera. I got a recorder. And we're going here. We're going there. And I see there's a younger man in there kind of watching what we're doing. And I'm thinking, okay, we're about to get busted here tonight. Well, it turns out this guy was the head of security. Would you like a tour? Hey, that'd be great. He took us around in some places where the general public does not go, is not allowed to go. There are definite mob connections with this hotel. And he took us into an apartment where the mob used to get together and do their deals and have their meetings and so on and so forth. We did get a couple of EVPs in there. Okay, it's all good. It's dark 30. We went back to the room. Well, in the hallway, you have the main room, the bedroom / den kind of room, and had a table and 2 chairs in it. And the hallway goes up. Off the hallway, that's where the bathroom is. The hallway light it's on a dimmer, and I had it just on the absolute lowest setting on the dimmer, so there'd be some pseudo light, but the light wasn't on per se. Because when you're my age, taking a whiz in the middle of the night is a hobby. And it's a hobby that I'm involved in quite extensively. That being said, Okay. It's dark 30. I get up to partake in my hobby. And I'm standing there and I don't have my glasses on. So I'm kind of blind. It's really dimly lit. You can kind of see just enough so you don't walk into a corner of a wall or a door or something. And I'm standing there, and all of a sudden, the water in the sink turns on. Now it's not a motion sensitive faucet. It's a regular turn by the handle faucet, and the water is running in the bathroom. I don't see anything. I don't hear anything else, but the water is running in the bathroom.
Maybe I was trying to help you out peeing so that you could hear water.
Maybe.
I didn't think I needed Flomax yet, but maybe it's given me that hint. But it was just weird. You know, not anything what I'd call terrifying, but just weird. Water turned on. I finished my business. I shut the water back off and went back to bed. If I was more ambitious, I would have got a recorder out and whatnot. But it was, I don't know what time it was. Maybe 4 a.m. or something. I was cashed. I was like, tomorrow's a new day.
I think I have you beat, but I'm going to let Dennis go next before I tell my story. Dennis, what's your strangest experience in an
My
investigation?
strangest experience? I don't know if it's strange or not, but
Well, that was the question.
being at the where we were at in South Dakota, Deadwood, where we went to the hotel there. I can't think of the name.
The Bullock or the Fairmont?
Fairmont, yeah. We're upstairs in the closet, and or not the closet. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, why were you guys hanging out in the closet?
We were in the room.
I don't think I would be admitting to that.
Yeah, I was.
This is not that kind of show, but anyway, okay.
Well, we're in the rooms, and they have karaoke downstairs, so we can't conduct a good investigation. I shut the door, thinking I'll just shut the door and keep it out. But there's no handles on the door, but they actually have the locking mechanism. We're trapped in there. We can't get out. We felt so helpless. Thank God Chris had a little pocket knife that we could pick it out. It took us a good 20 minutes to get out of there, but his knife is ruined after that.
Yeah, it was. As he's closing the door, I'm like, don't close that door. Click. Oh, shit.
I have a story. I have a story.
Let's hear it.
Go ahead. I have a story that it actually involves a closet. I don't know if I told you guys this story, or even if I told Joe and Mark this story, but this is when I was in the previous group that Chris Dennis and I were in previously. I'm not going to name them because I don't really want to give them any shout out.
No props.
But I was new, maybe in the group for 6 months. I was new to paranormal investigating and went with Andy, who was another new guy, to do an investigation on our own. This was like our first on our own investigation with like the two main higher ups who were control freaks and had to control everything. But Andy and I got sent out to this woman's apartment in a seedy side of town. She lived there with her son. She was a stripper, single parent, doing her best, raising her boy right. I think. I don't know. Maybe not. But we're excited. This is our first solo investigation. Me and Andy, we bring all of our gear, like all of our cameras, all of our recorders. It's a little small bedroom, small 2-bedroom apartment. We set all of our cameras up, set all of our recorders up, have a talk with the lady. She's going to go out to the bar, have some drinks, let her kid play darts. Kid was like 9. And she'll come back after we're done. I'm like, okay, well, let's do this, Andy. So we set all our gear up. We're getting ready to do EVPs. We do the living room first. Hi, my name is Chris. I'm here with my friend Andy. We're not here to hurt you, make you leave. We just would like to get to know you. Can you please come forward and introduce yourself? Nothing. We do that EVP, maybe lasts a half hour. Move on to the little boy's room. Same thing. Hi, I'm Chris. This is my friend Andy, blah, blah, blah. Another half hour goes by. Nothing. So we go to the woman's bedroom. Andy kind of stands in the doorway, and I sit on the woman's bed, and I carry a UV flashlight. I check everything for like bodily fluids. Like if there's like a animal infestation, you'll see like the bodily fluids, and sometimes that can make you think that there's something paranormal going on if there's something chewing in your walls. But nothing there, there's nothing's lighting up. Everything looks good. It's pitch black. I sit in the bed. Andy's sitting in the thing. We start our EVPs. Hi, I'm Chris. This is my friend Andy. Yada yada yada. Asking questions, and all of a sudden it hits me. I smell like this burning rubber sensation. It's like burning my nose. It like hit me like a brick. Like, Andy, do you smell that? And he looks at me. No, I don't smell anything. Man, something. I just got a whiff of something. I'm thinking, fuck. I smell ectoplasm. Like this is a ghost. This is fucking paranormal. This is it, man. Get over here and smell this. And he comes over there. Oh yeah, I do smell it. It's burning rubber. What is that? Click on my UV flashlight. I start looking around the room. She's got like 15 small bottles of perfume, half empty. The kind you get at Walgreens gift boxes. I'm looking around and pick up on her closet, the back of her closet door. Closet's wide open. Pick up on the back of her closet door, and it lights up like a fucking Christmas tree. Bright. It's a sex dungeon. This woman's got a goddamn sex dungeon in her closet.
Oh shit!
The back of her closet door is like strap-ons and dildos and masks and double dildos the size of fists and big black honking hose dildos. And I
So
just
what one
look
did you
at it. And I was like, oh, Jesus. And I kind of panned down a little bit, and the carpet lit up true like a Christmas tree, just lit up. Like all the bodily fluids were still dripping off of everything hanging on the back. And I think we're done here, Andy. I think we're done here. I think we got our answers. I think we got what we came for.
I would
We
say
leave,
so.
and her hallway had like this shelving unit, and she's got all these prescription bottles there, and they're all antipsychotic medications. Like, oh, we got everything we need. We know what we need. We're done. We're packing up. We're gone. We're out of here.
Oh my god!
So yeah, when I said weird experience, I had a weird experience. That was weird.
That's weird.
You win the prize, Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we found out nobody else wanted to go there because they knew what was up with this woman. They knew that she was on all this medication, and she lived in a seedy side of town. So they sent the two new guys out there without any experience to take care of it.
Right. Which Andy was that? Was that the big tall Andy bald head?
As Andy went, you knew him.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I get that. I
The
was
top
thinking somebody
ex-cop.
else.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know he is.
I was gone by then.
Yeah, I think I was too.
I should have been gone after that, but I stuck around.
Yeah, they had a bad habit of sending new guys out to the shitty investigations. That's for sure.
Yeah. But they, you never know what you're going to expect. You walk into a person's home, you never know what you're going to expect.
Yes,
Right. That is true.
Part of a group. We decided never to become part of a group. We've been on our own. Just Mark and I, his girlfriend, my wife, occasionally his daughter.
Well, that's kind of a group.
It's like Dennis and
Or like a partnership here.
we're intentionally as small as we are.
Yeah.
Now, we do have the occasional guest like Chris, but for us it just works better small, and we prefer to keep it that way.
Right. Well, it makes sense.
Yeah, I'll bring my daughter once in a while too, or one of my sons, but for the most part, it's just him and I.
Well, like I said, we do have an occasional guest, but
Right, but being small like that also makes a lot of sense too, because you keep down on any potential noise
Right.
from anybody else that's there too.
I do gotta say, for big groups like functions, like for instance, if you're in a tour or doing something, there's something to be said about the number of people giving off energy to make things happen as well. And I've experienced that too. But for Chris and I, we'll do tours.
Spit it out, Chris. It seems to be, from the communication aspect of things, we have way better luck in a very small, intimate group versus a group of 6, 8.
Well, you
And
know what everybody's doing. You know where everybody's at. It's easier to keep track of people, with a smaller group.
for real,
Yeah.
I mean, you know where everybody's at. So you hear a noise, or okay, it's not them because they're way over there. So you know where everybody's at.
I,
What to
I think
expect.
even from the spirit side, I think they're more apt to communicate with you in a small group. Now you can
Right.
take that however you want to take it.
Oh,
Sometimes.
I really don't care, but I give you an example. When we were at Waverly, how many people were there, Dennis?
19,
15, 19?
19. There's
Yeah.
19.
And even though Waverly is really big, that's too much.
Yeah, it was just crazy.
It's just
As big as it is, we were still stumbling over each other.
it's too many people. It sets off. I don't know if I want to use the word energy or vibe, but it just doesn't work.
Right, and we were trying to do everything we could to get some communication going, but it wasn't happening that night. It was just
And you with that now. I will say I did have something weird show up on a picture at Waverly, and I did see what I would call a creeper at Waverly. But outside of that night we were there, very, very inactive. And I think it was due to the amount of people that were there.
yeah.
Yeah,
I like
very well could be.
I'm not pointing any bad finger at anybody. You were there, you caused this not to happen. Nothing like that, but just too many people. It just doesn't work for us.
Hey, Joe.
What?
Joe, I'm gonna let you and Chris finish it up. I gotta go use the bathroom.
Yeah.
It's nice talking with you guys. I'm gonna let these two
thanks for having
finish
us.
it up.
Mark, thank you.
Yep, and I'll see you guys
Appreciate it.
later.
Have a good night.
Give me a call tomorrow,
Will
Mark.
do. Yep.
Bye.
Anyway, what I was going to say is, I like the smaller groups because it leaves room also for us to collaborate. Because we've gone out with Chris, we've gone out with Dale Kazmarek. We've had plans to go out with a couple others, but it didn't work so well.
Well,
And I think I've experienced more in those smaller groups too, because you know where everybody's at. The person that's causing whatever to happen. We've had some pretty strange shit happen, and I think the one place that's I've been drawn to is the Beast of Bray Road area.
the Bray Road area? Is that what you said? No?
Yeah, East of Bray Road area.
I've never actually. I mean, I've driven past it, but I've never actually been out there to.
We were there. We've been there 3 times now. It's in Elkhorn.
All right.
We drove down the road the first night.
Excuse me.
I could
Bless you.
easily. I know the stories. I haven't had a chance to talk to Linda Godfrey yet, the woman that first broke the stories, dubbed it the Beast of Bray Road. But I can easily see how misidentification can come into play. But
Yeah.
then the second time we actually found and got in contact with a guy that owns some property that's not too far from Bray Road that has a lot of activity on it. And after talking with him, there's a lot more that meets the eye than just the Beast of Bray Road. There was like UFOs. And then one night we had a very strange occurrence happen to us. It was myself, Mark, and Dale Kazmarek, and the owner of the property, but he was sleeping in the little side room at the pole barn. Anyway, it was about midnight, 2 o'clock. It was about midnight when this first started happening. Dale Kazmarek and I were looking at his thermal camera over the cornfield, and we caught a bipedal figure on the thermal. And we were using his thermal because it was like a tablet, like a 10-inch tablet.
Right.
Okay. So it was a bigger screen. So we're looking at this, and as we're looking at this, Mark decides to walk down the hayfield part of it right alongside the cornfield. And the minute he did that, we lost track of, and we couldn't find it again, the bipedal figure that was in the cornfield, and we figured it followed Mark. Now, this is like 35 acres of property. Mark was already about halfway down across this. And on his audio and his camera and the audio from his camera from that incident, you can hear him talking to himself, talking to whatever's in the cornfield. He thought he was getting followed. He gets back, and you can hear it, and why he was way out there, because either one of Mark and we weren't in earshot of each other. So Dale and I were saying we think it, because we lost it, we thought it followed Mark. Okay. Because we couldn't find that bipedal figure on the thermal image. So we thought it followed Mark. So Mark gets back and he says, I think something was following me to the cornfield. All right, we're out there. We still got things going on, setting up. And it was about 2 hours later, hour and a half, 2 hours later. I've lived here all my life in Wisconsin. I've never seen fog so thick roll in so fast as it did.
Oh, wow.
And because that happened, we had to pack up our equipment as quick as hell, because the moisture is like its deadliest thing, kill your equipment.
Yeah.
So we packed up all of our equipment, and that couldn't have taken more than 5-10 minutes. Packed it all up, put it in the car, because we moved quickly. And we get back, we're out there with flashlights, searching the ground, making sure we didn't miss nothing. And the fog was gone just as quick as it came in.
Wow.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was like it was trying to chase us off the property.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah, we're going back again probably sometime this year.
I've lived in the area, but I've never worked anything in that area at all.
Well, I'd love to go out there with you guys if you're up for it.
Oh yeah, we were able to take Dale with us. We've got a pretty good rep with the gentleman that owns the farm.
Yeah.
He just harvests it for hay.
So he was good with you being on his property and all that?
What's that?
The farmer was good with you being on his property?
Oh yeah. He's he bought the well, let me end this first. Yeah, I don't know what we got coming up, so just stay tuned to our Facebook page, our website. So
yeah, for sure.
See what happens next, because I don't have any guests scheduled after this. We're hoping to go back out and do what we do best. So have some fun.
That'd be awesome.
Cabin fever's killing me right now. All right.
Time to get out and start doing some things again, that's for sure. The weather's breaking.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay safe. And remember, anything's possible. Thank you guys for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us on, Joe.
And you can all stay and we can keep chatting, but that way we're not live.
All right.
All right. Bye, guys. Thanks for having me on.